Do your best interviews. My name is Eric Smith. Thank you so much for spending the time here with me. Today's going to be a short video. It's really just to emphasize the importance of casting a really wide net when you're applying to jobs. No matter where you are, if you're just graduating or maybe you are mid-career looking to make a change, if this is you and you're just about to start looking for different jobs or starting to apply, I first just want to let you know that you should be setting expectations correctly. What you need to understand is that the hiring process, unfortunately, is unfair. What this means to you is that you could be the best candidate for the job. You could be really confident in your ability to do this job and that you are the best candidate. And that still means that you might get passed up for this job. The reality is most companies in their hiring process is a little bit janky. It's just no company has this figured out completely. I've worked with some of the biggest companies, some of the biggest brand names, and I've seen their hiring process and I've talked to their heads of recruiting, and they tell me all the time, we miss A players all the time. And it's typically because they have high volume, they have so many candidates coming in that it's really easy to miss a needle in the haystack. Or it could be just a fluke, right? It could be that you're applying to a job that somebody's referral or somebody's VP's nephew is also applying to, and that person's going to get the job over you. And so it's not a fair process. You need to know this going in. And the reason you need to know this is because if you're limiting how broadly you're applying to jobs, you are setting yourself up to fail. Unfortunately, the internet and job boards have made it really easy for companies to get flooded with candidates. And what this means for you is that it decreases your odds of getting what you really want. And so what I'm here to tell you is you need to be casting a really wide net. If you're just starting out, if you're changing mid-career, you need to cast a really wide net. And what that means is you need to zone in on what you want, right? So pick the type of industry and job that your skill set and experience is relevant for. Make sure that you're very realistic about that, because that could also waste a lot of your time if you're applying to jobs that are well beyond what you're qualified for. So zone in on what you are qualified for, what your skill set matches, in which industry. Don't be applying super broadly with one resume. If you're applying to sales job and you're also applying to a customer service and a marketing and an accounting job with the same resume, chances are that resume is not going to be very specific, and it's going to lower your probability of getting the interview, right? So if you're applying to a couple different jobs in a couple different industries, you should have an industry and job specific resume to increase your odds of getting the interview, right? Applying to jobs is all a numbers game. You have to increase the number of applies to increase the number of interviews that you're getting, right? And then increasing your odds of actually getting that interview. And that goes with customizing resumes for what you're applying to. But if you're applying singularly, right, if you're focused on an industry and focused on the same type of job, typically if you apply to 100 different companies, the job description shouldn't vary too much. So if you tailor your resume for that type of work, chances are that your resume across 100 companies is going to be super relevant for that type of job, right? And so what I'm telling you now is once you've tailored your resume, once you've zoned in on what you want, you need to apply broadly. You need to keep applying. Even if you're applying to something that you love, even if you're in the interview process with 5 different companies, keep applying. Don't stop until you get the job offer. You need to apply super broadly, and how you do this is set a goal for yourself of how many applies that you're going to have per day. Track it in Excel or Google Sheets, something that's going to hold you accountable to making sure that you're getting the volume out there, because how you're going to win is by making sure that you're, again, playing the numbers game. So if this is you, if you're applying to these jobs, if you're putting yourself out there, you need to make sure that you're setting yourself up to win and that you're being very, very realistic that this process, unfortunately, is unfair. And so just be understanding of that and set yourself up in the best way possible to get what you really want and get as many interviews as you can, because that will open up how many opportunities you have the ability to say yes to. Hopefully this was helpful. I know this was short, but I think level setting is super important when you're starting out, and having the right mindset going in will absolutely set you up for success. So guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Hit subscribe. 2 videos every week. If you're starting this process, if you're interviewing right now, all of my videos are tailored on helping you in the interview process, helping you lower your nerves. Check out all the links below. I've got different things, different offerings that can help you gain more confidence and get the resources that you really need to win in these interviews. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you and good luck.